Hi, and welcome to today's video. It's going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to swing right into things and just be straight up with you. Let's talk about why you're not seeing progress. To start things off, I know I've been doing a lot of random videos lately. I've been doing a lot of reviews lately. Sometimes I've been advice. I'm going to try and switch things up every now and then. I'm really going to aim for that consistency. But this is just the beginning of my journey of becoming a content creator. So I don't have the fanciest equipment. I don't have the best editing capabilities, but that being said, let's get right into it. So if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming you're probably looking for an answer to one of your questions of why the hell am I not seeing any gains? Well, to start things off, are you actually going to the gym consistently? One of the biggest things that I did at the start of my fitness journey was I went to the gym as many times as I thought I needed to. And when I kept going, I was enjoying it. I was having fun, experiencing new exercises, meeting people, all that fun jazz. And honestly, it was more of a thriller ride than it was like an actual mindset type thing. That being said, if you are not going to the gym consistently, maybe give it about a month or two, you're probably not going to feel like you've been doing much. Now, at the end of the day, most people, when they start going to the gym, they do kind of fall off after that 2 months. Typically around that January, February, New Year's resolution time, they tend to find this new mindset of, oh, I'm going to start being healthier. And then after about 2 months, they give up. And I'm more referring to the people who continue to do it after 2 months. They don't see results. Well, when you think about it, were you actually going consistently? Yeah, you got a gym membership. Yes, you did a lot of hard work to get here. But now is the hardest part, actually continuing to go. Yes, the hardest part that people say is to walk through the door, and I totally agree. But the even harder part is staying consistent and continue to go. Even if you're not doing these crazy, phrasy, silly ass workouts, you're continuing to go regardless of what people say. So really watching that consistency. Is it just once a week, twice a week, 4 times a week, or is it just whenever you can fit it in? Honestly, the more consistent, the better. So if you really just up that consistency, you'll see a lot more progress. Which leads me into the next bit of comparing yourself to others. A lot of people, when they come into the gym, they look at everyone else and feel intimidated. Now, when you start to go to the gym a lot, you tend to see people who have clearly just started and also have been here for eons. I personally have only been working out for about maybe 3 to 4 years now, and I am a certified personal trainer. I am a personal trainer for a living, and I also make content trying to help people. So I am no expert, and there are people out there with decades of experience, but that doesn't always mean that they're going to be the most helpful or motivating. Now, a new gym goer such as yourselves, looking at other people really takes out the fun of it. I'm sure you've probably heard this online, TikTok, Instagram, all the fun jazz, but comparison is a thief of joy. Many people will look at someone else, whether it's him or her, and say that they look a lot better than me. How long should it take me to get like them? I want to be like them. But you really want to remember one thing is that you are your own person. Your body is exactly who and what you do to it. And if you're not being really consistent and also considering a bunch of variables that I will get into in a second, then you really should not be comparing yourself to these people. Because again, they've probably been doing this a lot longer than you. They probably have a lot different genetics than you. You are not the same person as that person you see over there, you and him, her and she, they are all different. So when you really look at other people, you really have to consider a bunch of variables, whether, you're comparing yourself or not. It's really just going to make things a lot worse, and you really won't see the best of your progress, even if it's the slightest bit, not necessarily just looks, but performance as well. This also kind of falls into that consistency, but not keeping track. So if you are in the gym, it's been a few months, you're doing your own thing, you're minding your own business, you're enjoying the time you go, but you're not keeping track of things. You're not keeping track of your workouts. You're not keeping track of your diet. You're not keeping track of the rest periods. You're not keeping track of the rest days. All this fun stuff that people talk about, you're kind of just treating it willy-nilly. Now, if it's only been a few months, I would assume that you're probably still figuring stuff out. Maybe you added a little bit of progressive overload, and maybe the lifts have been a lot better. Maybe you see a little bit of progress, but you feel like something's just not right. Well, once you start considering tracking, I'm not saying you have to be so strict that you're eating like a horse, or you're resting like a science-based lifter, or you're lifting with the most optimal form. as long as you're keeping track in some way, shape, or form, whether it's on your phone, in a notebook, or even having a personal trainer or coach with you along the journey, something that's going to help you keep track of everything and easily measure it out. So therefore, you can just simply go into next week or even the next month and figure out how much you've changed, and therefore you will see a ton of progress. Trust me, keeping measurements like these, like your weight, your calorie intake, your rest time, your rest days, your workouts, what you're doing on certain days, and then really focusing on the weeks that are in the future, how you're changing it, you will see a ton of progress a lot faster. Now, that doesn't mean that this is the answer to getting gains fast. It just simply means that you're paying more attention, a little more closely, and actually kind of locking in almost into this fitness mindset. Now, I don't really like to tell people this one, but sometimes this really is the case. You're not working hard enough. Now, as a personal trainer for a living, believe me, I have clients who have told me that they want to get in shape, they want to start just doing workouts and learning the lifts, but they don't want to be pushing themselves to the point where they throw up. Now, believe me, there are a ton of videos of people just pushing themselves to where they're literally vomiting, they're passing out, they're bleeding everywhere, and trust me, it is a lot harder to do that than you think. Yes, I want people, and you should be pushing yourself in the gym, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you should be pushing yourself to ultimate failure, meaning you're passing out, you're throwing up. And a lot of these times that happen, it's because it's been induced. So whether they're using some form of performance enhancing drugs, they are dehydrated, they decided just not to eat, they're fasting, something that is causing this, dehydration, vomit, passing out type of deal, holding their breath, you are going to be pushing yourself in the gym. I really expect people to, go above and beyond, but absolutely no way, shape, or form do you have to have a good workout and be throwing up or passing out or seeing flying colors in the room. But working hard enough is definitely a big thing. So if you are someone who goes into the gym, you do a couple exercises, you think you pushed really hard, but you really didn't feel it. Well, odds are you probably weren't pushing as hard as you probably could, or you were probably pushing hard just in the very wrong ways, whether it was incorrect form. You were doing the same workout that you did yesterday, or maybe for whatever reason you were sick or you had some sort of illness or condition that really just made you not want to push as hard, and you didn't really just give it all you got. And it's totally okay for 1 or 2 days to be kind of the sloppy days, but kind of want to pick it up and not necessarily make up for it, but just make sure those last couple days of that workout and that whole split is kind of that locked in of now I'm going to do better. But not everyone doesn't push hard, but a lot of people will fall into I just got to do this and this and make it easy, but now I'm not really seeing progress. So as long as you're really keeping track and consistent and pushing yourself hard, but not to the point where you're literally going to the hospital, then you will definitely see progress. But don't always compare yourself to others. Don't always look at everyone like they're the right ones or they're the one in the right. Just continue to do what you're best at. A lot of the things that I'm talking about do kind of relate to each other. One of the big ones in my second to last topic here is going to be listening to others. So yes, you're in the gym. It's been a few months. You got a split program. You're with a trainer, coach, or friend or somebody, and ultimately you're seeing progress. But wait, this guy over here said that I'm doing this exercise wrong. This guy said that I'm counting my calories incorrectly. This girl said my weight shouldn't be this size. Well, when you listen to a lot of people around you, you do again fall into that comparing yourself to others. Now, when these people are talking to you or about you or just to your face and telling you what you should and shouldn't do, you always have to again remember what type of people they are. Are they A, experienced? Are they B, a trainer or a coach? Are they C, just some random person in the gym who obviously has the looks? When we talk about looks, you really want to talk about genetics. Sure, maybe they've been in the gym for about a year or two, and maybe they have your dream body, but maybe their genetics are just slightly better to the point where they don't have to put in as much effort, and the bullshit that they tell you doesn't even apply to you because, again, you are your own person and you are unique. You are unique in your own way. You are not the same as this person at all whatsoever. So when you really listen to people and let it get into your head and just kind of incorporate all these things that you're hearing from people, it really just demotivates you. I personally have heard a lot of things about people. I am a victim of abs are made in the kitchen. Now, although that's true, it led me to not want to train abs and just focus more on my diet, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but my personal goal is to be progressing with all areas of my body and be working all areas of my body. But after hearing information like that, it just really demotivated me into wanting to push harder. That falls into, again, that I'm not pushing hard enough. So overall, doing what works best for you. And if someone or some just asshole comes in and tries to ruin it for you, just ignore it. There's really no need to listen to the people around you unless you are willingly going to choose that. Now, trainer, coach, everybody's different. The best coach, the best trainer, it's going to be best for you. So just because this person has all these certifications, or they've got all this time behind their back, or they claim to be this, pro, or they competed in a competition, that doesn't mean that they're going to be the best work for you. So even if it is a professional, someone who can give you advice and opinions and help you track stuff, that doesn't always mean that they're going to be right for you. Which again leads me to my last point. If you have all those things down and you're still not seeing progress, I want you to give it another look and rethink exactly what's going on here. Because my very last topic here is that you're not built for it. And that is the last thing I would ever say to somebody, because I think that most people are built for it. I think and personally believe that most people should be outside or, in some sort of area doing some sort of training. Not everyone has to do strength training. Not everyone has to do aerobics, yoga, stretching, or cardio, or any type of exercise, but someone and everyone should be doing exercise of some sort. Intensities will vary. I'm not saying everyone has to be a bodybuilder. I'm not saying everyone has to run in the Olympics, but I do think everyone should be moving in some fashion. That being said, if you are simply just not built for it, basically meaning you have a condition that prevents you from doing a ton of exercises such as standing up and sitting back down, or some sort of cardiovascular exercise where you're running, jogging, speed walking, or moving your limbs in the form of getting from point A to point B, or you simply just cannot pick up the weight, then maybe you just are not built for it. Now, it does come into that mindset of, is your diet good? Are you able to stay consistent? Or are you paying $70 or $40 a month for a membership that you're really never going to? And now you do have to incorporate a lot of things such as your busy life. Do you have kids, a job, a life, people you have to care about? Again, I totally understand that not everyone can get to the gym, which again, you really should just be doing all that you can, not the absolute most. You don't have to be doing all these variables and making sure you're with a coach or you have a set split of like 5 to 4 days, all that fun jazz that I just talked about. As long as you're doing what you can do at the bare minimum, that's really all that matters. And that's, again, you're still not under that not built for it. But if the mindset is really too much for you, if going somewhere is really too much for you, you can't go outside, you can't do stuff in your home, you can't do the bare minimum, some sort of surgery or health condition really just restricts you from doing that type of stuff, then sure, you're just not built for it. And it's totally okay. Again, you can do the simplest forms of exercise and still be active, and not everyone has to have a six-pack. Not everyone has to have muscles that are huge or show or very toned. As long as you're doing something and staying active, that truly what matters. So I never really like to tell people that you're just not built for it, because majority of people in the world are. Now, I really want to end this video off on a good note and make sure to let you guys know that I can guarantee that most people who watch this are 1000% built for it. And anytime that someone or something just prevents you from doing what you like to do, ignore it and continue to do what you want to do. As a trainer, as a coach, as a fitness person, as a content creator, I want to spread kindness. I want to spread the good word of fitness and not make it some scary thing. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I really do appreciate you guys' feedback. So comment down below, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I will try and switch up the content, and I try to post every weekend. So thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.